Pack your bags, we're headed on a big old ride. With dreams of sunlit shores and the open skies. From the hills of Cyprus to where the world collides. Get ready for a journey where adventure abides.
Ever wish you could like just hop in a time machine and experience travel before Instagram?
Absolutely.
And instant updates and all that. Well, that's what we're doing today.
Yeah.
We're diving into a blog from 2004 called A New Life Planned in Cyprus.
Okay.
And it follows this couple's trip to Zakynthos.
Zakynthos. I've heard of it. It's a Greek island, right?
It is. You might know it better as Zante.
Oh, Zante, yeah.
But in 2004, Zakynthos, it was.
Gotcha.
So it's like, we're opening a window into this different pace of travel.
I like it, yeah.
Because back then, you couldn't just Google everything instantly.
Right.
You actually had to rely on,
yeah,
guidebooks, word of mouth.
Totally.
Your own sense of adventure.
Yeah, you had to, actually be adventurous.
Yeah.
Not just, pretend on the internet.
And this couple, they definitely embraced it.
Okay.
They start by painting this incredible picture of their home base, Navagio Beach, and just sun-drenched sands, water so clear you can practically see the fish swimming below.
Wow.
The scent of, the salt air.
Oh, I can smell it now.
And then something wonderful, wafting from a nearby taverna. Doesn't that just make you want to ditch your to-do list and book a flight?
It does, and it's funny because I was just thinking about, they didn't have pictures on their blog back then.
Right.
So they really had to, use their words to paint a picture.
It's true, yeah. They really draw you in with those sensory details, don't they?
Totally. It really brings you back to that time and place.
Totally. And speaking of pictures,
yeah,
they do mention one image that really captured their imagination.
Okay, what's that?
It's the iconic shipwreck on Navagio Beach. You know the one I'm talking about.
Refresh my memory. Navagio Beach.
The MV Panayotis, beached on those pristine white sands.
Oh, yeah. With the cliffs, right?
Yes, framed by those towering cliffs.
Yeah.
It's become like the picture of Zakynthos, almost.
Totally. But I bet in 2004 it wasn't everywhere online yet,
Oh, for sure. Definitely not a cliche back then. Seeing it through their eyes, though, encountering this almost mythical shipwreck must have been something else.
I bet. They were really swept up in the mystery of it all, huh?
Oh, totally. They mentioned it ran aground in the early 80s, possibly smuggling something.
You see.
I know, but the exact details are still, a little murky.
Yeah.
Nobody knows for sure.
And that's what makes it so fascinating, right? Imagine being there, no Google to just tell you the whole backstory.
Right.
You gotta wonder, speculate, let your imagination run wild.
Right. And their adventure, it doesn't end there.
Oh, really?
So picture this, okay?
Okay.
You're on this beautiful island.
Mm-hmm.
You decide, you know what? Let's just rent a car and see where the road takes us.
I like it.
That's exactly what they did.
Okay.
And they end up discovering all these hidden coves.
No way.
Completely secluded, nobody else around.
Wow.
Can you imagine having a little slice of paradise all to yourself?
Talk about, the opposite of those crowded beaches you see today. Right.
With everyone and their selfie stick.
Totally. This is what? Pure exploration, driven by curiosity and freedom.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And it wasn't just about the beaches. They go inland, too.
Okay.
And stumble upon these charming little villages.
Like what?
Like volumes.
Volumes?
It sounds like stepping back in time. They were talking about, cobblestone streets.
Wow.
Local artisans keeping all these traditions alive.
Oh, that's cool. Actually, they mention picking up some handmade lace.
Oh, wow.
And it just reminded me, handmade, that's such a buzzword these days. But
right.
Going to a place like Volumes, you really see it's about skills and artistry passed down generations.
It's like bringing home a piece of that place. It's history.
Totally.
But our dynamic duo, they didn't linger in the countryside for too long.
Okay.
They also made their way to Zante town.
I've heard of that.
Yeah, the island's vibrant heart. Yeah. And they were just enchanted by it. The bustling markets, the architecture, some of it ancient, and those harbor views.
I bet. And their trip, it just so happened to coincide with a pretty big event that year.
Oh, what's that?
The 2004 European Football Championship.
Oh, right.
Greece made it all the way to the final against Portugal.
No way. Can you imagine being in Greece at that time?
Yeah.
The atmosphere on the island must have been electric.
I bet. I mean, the whole country was going wild. Did they say where they watched the game?
They ended up in this little taverna.
Okay.
Packed with locals.
Oh, I love it.
And the energy was just off the charts. Every time Greece scored, boom, the place erupted.
Oh, I bet. I can practically hear it.
I know, right? And get this. The taverna owner, who sounds like quite the character, kept the ouzo flowing and the plates piled high with moussaka.
Oh, man. Classic. That's amazing. Sports really has this way of bringing people together, doesn't it?
It's true.
Like you're all caught up in this shared moment, all these different walks of life.
Totally. And it gets better.
Right.
So Greece wins.
Right. Okay.
Our bloggers. They didn't have to buy a single drink all night.
No way. Seriously.
I know. The whole taverna was celebrating.
Yeah.
Everyone's just like caught up in this euphoria.
Wow. That's incredible.
Right. And it just, it makes you think about that incredible generosity, that camaraderie that you find in those moments.
Totally. It's that side of travel you don't read about in guidebooks, like that feeling of connecting with total strangers, united by something as simple as a shared love for a team.
Yes. And it makes you realize that some of the most memorable travel experiences, they happen when you least expect it.
100%. And, reading this couple's blog, it really struck me how much the world of travel blogging has changed since then.
Oh, yeah? How so?
Well, back in 2004, it felt more, I don't know, personal, less polished, for sure.
Yeah.
We weren't bombarded with these picture-perfect Instagram feeds, sponsored posts,
Right. It's also curated these days.
Exactly. Back then, it was just real people sharing their genuine experiences, inviting you to see the world through their eyes.
It was like receiving a postcard from a friend, almost.
Yes. With all the little details and, observations that made it unique.
Totally, yeah. It really makes you wonder, though, what will we glean from travel blogs, say, 20 years from now?
Ooh, good question.
What will they tell us about how we explored the world in the 2020s?
It makes you think twice about just hitting that post button, huh?
It really does. Maybe we should all be taking notes from our 2004 bloggers.
Hear, hear.
Embrace the mystery, savor those moments, use words to paint those pictures.
I love it because ultimately the best travel stories, they aren't just about the destination, are they? They're about that whole journey, the people, the unexpected detours, those moments that make each trip unique.
So true. Well, folks, next time you find yourself planning that next getaway, maybe put down the guidebook for a sec.
Okay.
Ask yourself, what kind of story do I want to tell when I get back?
I love.
Who knows? Maybe it'll be a tale worth sharing.
Yeah.
One that, transports someone to another time and place.
Totally.
Just like this 2004 blog did for us.
A trip down memory lane to Zakynthos.
You like flying where we never hide.
Out on the highway, chasing the tide.